My name is Anna Ward, and I will be talking about contrasts for auditory and speech training, or CAST. CAST was created by David Ertmer, and it is an analytical auditory training tool, meaning a bottom-up approach in which parts of the speech signal are highlighted and contrasted to improve speech recognition ability. CAST contains pairs of stimuli, which are words with different acoustic features. Pairs of stimuli with grossly different acoustic features are introduced first before moving on to stimuli with finer acoustic distinctions. CAST is intended for children ages 3 through 12 with cochlear implants, hearing loss and hearing aids, weaknesses in auditory discrimination, and disorders of speech sound awareness. Although CAST was originally developed for children with hearing loss, it is not limited to this population. The author notes that CAST is not intended for children whose aided thresholds exceed 65 decibels hearing level, since many parts of conversational level speech will be inaccessible to them, and the program will likely not provide much benefit. The primary goal of CAST is to support listeners with hearing loss in recognizing speech sounds and identifying words based on acoustic characteristics, therefore improving their comprehension of spoken language. The premise of this tool is that through systematic listening practice and clinician feedback, children with usable residual hearing can improve their ability to recognize speech sounds. The components of CAST include 28 pretest cards, 150 pictured stimuli cards divided into categories beginning with aspects of speech that are easier to discriminate. The categories are suprasegmental aspects of speech, phonemically dissimilar words, vowel contrasts, consonant manner, voicing, and place contrasts, and final consonant contrasts. It also includes training procedures and a progress log to track your client's progress over time. The purpose of the pretest is to determine both the need for auditory training and the level at which to begin training, and it includes pairs of stimuli from each category of the program. It's important to review the child's audiogram before administering the pretest to determine what sounds may be inaccessible to them. A child must achieve at least 75% accuracy in any given section to determine a greater than chance performance. This is to minimize the possibility of the child guessing the correct answer, since there are only 2 options per picture card. Following the pretest, the first category is suprasegmental aspects of speech. This category is divided into 4 subcategories. The first 3 subcategories, which are presence or absence of speech, long versus short productions, and continuous versus interrupted productions, are all non-word contrasts, and the administrator will produce a vowel or a consonant sound. The final subcategory, which is words with 1, 2, and 3 syllables, begins to introduce word contrasts. And on the right, you can see examples of picture cards for each of these categories. The next category is phonemically dissimilar words, which are words that don't include any of the same consonant or vowel sounds. The remaining stimuli cards contain all minimal pair words. First, there's vowel contrasts. So when administering stimuli with vowel contrasts, you'll start with wider contrasts before moving on to more narrow contrasts. The next 4 categories are related to consonant contrasts. We have consonant manner, voice, and place contrasts. And lastly, we have final consonant contrasts, which are minimal pair words differing in only their final consonant. When administering CAST, it's important to use an acoustic hoop to minimize reliance on lip reading. However, when you're beginning a new category or administering the pretest, it's important to allow the child access to both visual and auditory input in order to familiarize themselves with the category. Then the administrator will produce the stimulus word and instruct the child to point to the correct picture. It's important to alternate randomly between the 2 stimulus words to avoid the child detecting any patterns. And lastly, CAST includes a progress log to track the child's progress over time in each category and subcategory.